Yo, Professor R here. Today we're going to be discussing what makes a character original. Now, you already know who characters such as Son Goku were inspired by. Well, I hope you know. Inspired by Sun Wukong, a comic by the name of, well, Chinese comic by the name of Journey to the West. And Superman was apparently inspired by, well, the appearance of Superman. I actually had no idea. One of the writers themselves. What was the name? The last name was, well, I pull up Jerry Siegel. If you compare Superman, the original Superman, if you look at the way their faces looked, Jerry Siegel and Superman side by side, it looks just like him. The overall facial structure, the hair, the complexion. Even my favorite Marvel superhero of all time, by the name of Spider-Man. Stan Lee pretty much self-input his entire persona within Peter Parker. Now, I promise all of this will eventually make sense because I'm going to draw it back. Now, the character I'm creating at the moment, the appearance was inspired by none other than, well, Blackbeard. However, the overall personality traits, I'm going to have to think of them myself. But you can't really create original personality traits that weren't present in humans because you have to grab aspects from life and implement them into art. That's what makes the art very compelling. That's what makes the art generate a sense of a reaction in people. Yes, it's cool to have characters that can punch through mountains or develop flame-throwing abilities, but the abilities themselves are not that original, if you think about it. What's original about having a guy throw fire or fly? It's been done countless amounts of times. What keeps the viewer engaged within a certain medium of art or a certain programming is the characteristics that the characters themselves manifest. Now, take an anime by the name of Fire Force, for example. There's nothing original, like I said, about using fire as a source of power. But what keeps us engaged is the character that Shinra, the protagonist, exhibits. He has a backstory that keeps you engaged with the story. It keeps you invested within the story. You desire to know more about the character and how the character develops within the arc. Now, I'm not going to spoil what happens to Shinra because, well, for those who haven't watched the show, but let's just say that what occurs to him is a combination of trauma along with the determination to find closure for said trauma. Now, that's something that the average viewer can at least empathize with without ever personally experiencing themselves. Every original character from that perspective was derived from previous aspects of life or previous aspects of nature. Everything in life essentially is a remix about it. I'm not saying that as a bad thing, it's actually a good thing. Think of your favorite novelist or your favorite poet. They took inspiration from a predecessor. Yeah, hell, even your favorite economist. There were previous men who had certain ideas that they adopted within their own philosophy and incorporated in their current writings to a bit. And it's utilized as a base for their own development. Now, in a way, I used a person by the name of Blackbeard as a base, as a reference point for the character you are seeing before you. That can be used as guidance, I thought, when I was pretty much sketching it. Now, of course, I'm inking it right now because sketching takes a long time. It takes a long time to decide where I want the shapes, exactly how I want the shapes to look. And I modified the image a bit because I didn't copy Blackbeard's silhouette one-to-one. I simply just used it as inspiration. So in summation, all in all, what makes a character original, in my humble opinion, from my perspective, is the designer's will to take aspects from pre-existing ideas or pre-existing philosophies and add their own twist to it, add their own flavors, if you will. And that's about it, guys. Please like the video, or if you don't like it, then leave a dislike, whatever. Peace.